Today's video is on discerning your discernment. Well, how do you know what you know? Is it because of you have read it on a book? Some teachers told you something that you have ingrained it that's as part of your knowledge? Or you have watched all the news and able to analyze which one is biased and landed on your own personal opinions about what is the right thing? Or is it because of everybody's saying on the social media, on the internet, that is the latest information and that is an accepted things by science, by the society, by culture, what is the correct behavior, what is the right thinking, and therefore how you should behave? Well, that's the problem. We're all right and we're all biased. What we know or what we think we know, our logic, scientific thinking, logical mind, having been able to analyze all the data points, it's what is being considered the pinnacle of our human intelligence. But what underneath it all are the programmings, the cultures, own personal experience, yes, but also history that influences how you react and even align with certain thinking. When I talk about history, I don't mean just what happened to you when you were 7 years old or what you have witnessed in the world, astronauts go to the moon, or any of that sort. When I'm talking about history, I'm talking about history that we have carried with us over lifetimes, all the deaths that we have endured, all the atrocity that we have experienced that ingrained into a subconscious sphere, or more importantly, the galactic history before our society is seated the way that we are, that it has different types of genetics and factional tendencies that's already ingrained into how we behave and react, that ties into a much deeper history that has nothing to do with what human currently its functioning here is about. And on top of that, there's all these technologies in the high dimensions, cubes technology, AI cubes, that actually link to societies in cities and states, into human beings' bodies, that actually kind of provide the script of how we functions and behave. Go check out the video games called The Sims, where they have a little diamond-shaped thingy above spinning. It looks like that. Among my peers who work with clients, who often jokingly said, everyone is possessed, everyone has entities, everyone is tracking ghosts. And they influence how we think and feel. And a lot of times, the reactions that we have, the anger, the outbursts, the emotions, the reactions, they're not ours. Sometimes even karma and past lives are not even ours either. And from these type of things that we have dragging on. How do we drag it? For those who are sensitive or have the energetic affinity for the energetic resonance because of something happened to you in the past, again, not this life, past, you go to the bar, you pick up energy that ties into alcohol. You walk past, you work in a hospital, you drag ghosts that are sick and suffering. You walk past a bunch of people and something hop onto you because you are a better source for food and energy to sustain and continuation their existence. You see how it goes? And none of these people on a human level may be a bad people. I'm just saying that there is a lot of things that driving how we think and feel and how a life, it's the way that they are with all the situations that you're dealing with things that coming at you, with things that just kind of blow up. Recurring health issues or relationship issues. There's a lot more to this. I'll refer you to Randy Green, who has a much deeper understanding and point of view of the galactic history, as well as Lalita Corley, who is a brilliant collaborator in astrological impediments, where we not only look at how that script is seated in through astrological configuration in our, literally we're born with it, that we're carrying scripts that from lifetimes, as well as from our mothers, our fathers, unfulfilled desires, and all the ways that actually, all the planets actually influencing and face locking us into a certain configuration. But more importantly, we're not here to just learn about it, because what's the point of that? We're here to break free from those things. So, and it's why I do the work that I do. It's to break free from these structures that has been put in, that all these chess pieces that like caging us into a certain, forcing us to react and behave a certain way. And to learn why that is the case, you need to look into Randy Green's work. I'm trained in clearing energy and working with energy of varieties of ways, using our body, using our hands to work with energy to discern, to look at the deeper levels of truth and reality for us. There are two major aspects of using the pendulum. One is to through asking the right questions and connecting with the energy and seeing what the answer may be so that you can refine what you're investigating. The other side is using it as a tool for field modulations. Both has their place. In my public videos, I'm leaning towards doing field modulations with a tool that I invite you to join me with your own tool while connecting with the energy that I am anchoring in so that your energy system can discern and pick up and configure your system using your tool at the same time working with me. The reason why I choose to use a pendulum and sharing it as part of the tool that you can join in is because A, it's very accessible to people. It's something that you can see and connect with. For some people have a hard time sensing their body, sensing moving their energy, and for people who have trouble feeling in their hands, which I did, by the way, and it had taken a long time for me to understand how my body sense energy and work with energy, and that something might not be as obvious. Legislature is not bounded by any system that telling you can only do it this way and you cannot do it any other way. We are here to reclaim our sovereignty, to drop biases that actually came to us from very specific point of view and programming and with agenda. I noticed that people use pendulums in very, very different ways. And I come across a video that somebody's doing healing work using pendulums. And initially I wasn't attracted to look at it, but I figured, you know what, I just kind of, I should look at it just to understand what's going on out there. And within 5 minutes, I was blown away by how completely different that is the perspective and the reason how and why we're doing this work. And that's another reason that I want to tell you from what perspective that I'm doing this work. Because we are all collecting our biases. We're all trying to, in the process of clearing our energy, creating better clarity, using our logic, using our energy, using our alignment and history so that we can get closer to our own personal truth. And the only thing that can happen if you are doing energy work and following people and contemplating on their informations, on how it relevant to you and how it works. And here I'm telling you my perspective because I'm here to calling in people that share this perspective and willing to do the work and experiment and practice doing work the certain way, that adapting to how you are actually built and with your own capacity so that we can go where we really truly want to go. The other day I was on Facebook. I come across a group that I am in on dowsing and pendulum. Someone asked the questions. Well, how do I know some entities that I call on is a positive entities because I'm asking them for certain things, and how do I know the answer is correct? And I browse through the answers, and people have all kinds of opinions about how to do things, asking them 3 times, and all sorts of answers that are or asking for protections or clear yourself, and all the ways that they think that they can get the right answers. And I look at all the answers and I was like, nope, 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 nope. And I'm not saying that they are wrong or the experience is wrong. I'm just saying that we are only coming through these conclusions based on our own personal experiences and bias, based on what we have come across, what we were taught, what somebody on another post said that, oh, to do this, and you try it, and it's like, seems to be okay. And for once I actually answers and said that, no, you can't be for certain at all whatsoever. And I explain all the details, whys, and the bigger stories about what to check for. But I'm not here to tell you that is the better answer. I'm here to tell you that you have to question why you believe what you believe and why you are using the tools that you're using. Most culture and spiritual healing and spiritual clearing relying on developing this relationship with this unseen that they will do your bidding. I often said, when you call into these beings, you know who they really are. Is it actually them, or is it an overlays? Somebody else presenting to be them and presenting you a love and fuzzy feeling. And let's say you actually gone the real one, but do you know their history? Do you know their agenda? And more importantly, do you know what you are paying in exchange for them to do your bidding? What we don't realize is that by calling onto this, you have no idea what you're giving up. Whether it's your energy, whether it's your giving them doorways to siphon you or siphon others through you, And the most extreme that recently that I learned about is that they take life force or luck or whatever you call it of your descendants by so-called calling and being. You have no idea what contracts that you're making. Is it wise to do that? If your goal is sovereignty. If you notice my videos, I make very deliberate choices that I don't call on any perceived beings that with power to do my biddings, to do the clearing and changes the situations and manifest. I don't do stuff with the moon. I don't do 5D. I don't do New Earth. I don't do many things in the spirituality, which I have gone through, I have used, I have done, and learn that it is time to let go to those things. Some of those things may be your reality, may be right for you, and for reasons that actually connecting to your own personal bias, for your own history, for your own bigger contractual affiliation that you might not realize. And that's where the discerning, the discernment is so important. I would advocate every one of us need to have a way to actually check. And I think that's where developing our system through practices to discern, to douse, is such a powerful way to refine our discernment. If you look at the world nowadays, everything seems to be inverted, if you notice. We're seeing more behaviors that are towards unkind, towards limitations. People are more angry, are more easily triggered instead of treat each other with kindness and consideration. Learning to discern what is right for yourself, and so that you can stand true, stand stronger in your own conviction. And more importantly, clear out how those biases affect you. So that's another reason why I create this video, is so that I can call in the people who have this understanding, who are willing to work towards your future that is as clear of any unhelpful bias as possible, and anchor into your truth toward higher dimensional knowing and higher your own template, your own energy system, own purpose and purview of why are you really here. At the end of the day, where do you want to go? What do you want this life to be about? There's a reason that we have a deeper drive. And a lot of times it's covered by all the programmings, all the biases, all the shiny objects. Many people nowadays has woken up to whatever they achieve, they're still not happy. There's still that deeper yearning, that thirst that they cannot be quenched. And that is because what they told us to want, what we're programmed, biased to want, it's not truly what we want. To dig deeper into what is truly functional, to satisfy that deeper soul yearning, that soul journey, the soul missions and purposes, it requires different levels of alignment that unless we work toward clearing these biases and woundings and energy, we won't be able to discover it. Can you imagine all the baggage they will be carrying? Hoping to go to a new place, a new thinking, a new living that is progressive, that's evolved, that's dropping behind all the craziness? This is an invitation for you to develop ways to discern your discernment. Beyond using just our logical mind, when all our thoughts, of the thought entities in the collective, are created using very specific biases. We have no choice but to incorporate practices to ask better questions, to clear our energy, to clear our fields, so that we can actually attune to create a better future.